Hi Lydia, this is your November, December workout, working on being able to maintain your core while starting to do some strengthening exercises. So remember, you're going to stop the exercises the moment that you cannot retain your core anymore. So if you start to get that doming, that's also a sign that you cannot maintain your form anymore either. So even though you feel like you're still bracing, if you notice that you're starting to get a distended belly, that's because your abdominals have started to fatigue and they cannot maintain that control anymore. So it is a total of 6 exercises. Each exercise you're going to do for 10 repetitions. Try to do them one complete time through. Now, some of these exercises may be starting to get easier for you. If that is the case, then I want you to add on a second set of 10 for those exercises. It only stop at the point where you're starting to lose that tummy control. Okay, so if you can't do the full 10 of that second set, that's okay. Mark it down in your sheet and then come back to it the next time. You will see that over time you will be getting stronger and stronger and able to go for the full 3 sets. Now, one of these exercises has you just holding the exercise, and for that one, I'll note that one, and that one you're going to try to hold starting with 30 seconds and then increasing in 15-minute increments until you get up to a full 3 minutes. So kind of like the 3 sets for the other exercises. So let's start first with your breathing squat. So your legs are slightly wider than your hips, so think of shoulder distance apart. Feet are turned out just slightly. Belly button is drawn up and in, so shoulders are down and engaged. Nice deep breath in. Exhale completely. And then draw that belly button to the spine. You're going to take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Knees go out. Good. Inhale and exhale. So there's a pause at the bottom and a pause at the top. Breathe in through the nose and out through slightly parted lips. And you're going to repeat that for 10 repetitions. The next exercise is your lunge. And you're going to use a bench or a table, a low coffee table, something that you can place your toes under just slightly. Take a nice deep step backwards. So you're on your back toe and you're going to keep the weight in the heel of your front foot. You want to share the weight between both legs. So you don't want to put all your weight on the front and you don't want to be leaning back and putting all the weight on the back. So you want to share the weight equally between both legs. Once again, nice deep breath in. Exhale completely. Draw that belly button in. Make sure those shoulders are down and engaged. You can keep your hand on your belly button in order to make sure that you're keeping that engagement. And then you're going to exhale and inhale to come up. It's a straight up and down motion. Nice and slow. You don't want your knee, the reason we're using that table there is you don't want to shoot forward. So that table provides a nice guide to your brain to make sure that you're not doing that. You're going to do that 10 times on each side with that same positioning. Nice and slow. Once again, the pause at the bottom and the pause at the top. Just how you would when you breathe. When you do a full exhalation, There's a slight pause before you inhale. And so we're using that to our advantage in these exercises to help give you an additional challenge. Okay, the next exercise is your static bend. So, feet slightly right about hips distance. Toes are going to be turned out just slightly. Shoulders are down and back. Take that nice big inhale. Exhale completely. Draw the belly button to your spine. And then what you're going to do, keeping those shoulders down and back and engaged, hands right facing in front, you're going to bum goes back. So that's the first thing that I do is I unhinge my hips, bum goes back, and I'm bending forward. My arms are just going to hang here. Now I'm not going to let them round forward. I'm going to keep them engaged with my chest pulling forward. And my bum stays backwards. My knees are slightly bent. Belly button's drawn up and in. And I'm looking down towards the diagonal. Belly button stays drawn back. And you're going to hold this for a full 30 seconds. So this is the one that we're holding. And you want to make sure that, especially for you, your hips don't pull under and you start that rounding. So keep that bum pulled back. You should feel a little bit of pressure in your lower back. And same thing with your upper body. Keep that chest open and pulling through and shoulder blades engaged. So you may have to keep a slight bend to your elbows in order to do that. Then to come on up, you're going to push through the heels and come on up. So to come up, it's a push through those heels to come on up. You're going to increase that time by 15 seconds. So once you can maintain that for 30 seconds, move it to 45, then a minute 15, until you can hold that for a full 3 minutes with that positioning without anything moving or shifting or your abdominals falling out. All right, next exercise is the twist. For this, your feet need to be nice and wide. Toes are pointed out to the corners of the room. Your arms are going to come up to that I love Jeannie position. Belly button, once again, take that nice deep breath in. Exhale completely. Draw that belly button to the spine. And then what you're going to do is you're going to shift your weight and twist towards that knee. Come back to center. Shift the weight over and turn towards that knee. Always looking in the direction that you're shifting. And the majority, 75% of your weight, should be on that leg that you're shifting into. Now, your knee is not shooting forward. So you need to make sure that your knee is aligning either directly over your ankle or at least that your knee is not shooting forward of your toes. It's okay if your knee is slightly forward of the ankle. You just don't want it shooting over your toes because that means that you're going this way and you're twisting backwards. We don't want that. That's imbalanced abdominals. Good. So it's an exhale to twist over, an inhale to come back to standing. Exhale to twist over, inhale to come back to standing. 10 times on each side. Your last two exercises are going to have you here down on the floor. We're going to do our push-up and then our row with the band. So what you want to do is you want to get yourself into your push-up position. So you're on the front of your knees. Your hands are directly underneath your chest. So not underneath your nose, directly underneath your chest. Your hands are going to be slightly wider than your chest. So think of them coming directly underneath your shoulders. Once again, that nice deep breath in. Exhale completely. And draw the abdominals in. You can see that that lifts me up just slightly. And then you're coming down, exhale. Inhale to push away. Exhale to come down. Inhale to push away. Don't round the head, so you don't want your eyes looking back behind you. You want your eyes to be looking slightly out in front of you. Not directly down, because that will start to concave your chest. So you want your eyes slightly out in front of you. So it's exhale and inhale. Sorry, other way. Inhale to come down. Exhale to push away. Inhale to come down. Exhale to push away. Good job. Your last exercise is a row. So you're going to take your tubing and you're going to place that tubing right along the front of your sneakers and then, or your feet, and then loop it around. So you've got to loop around each foot. There. Now, you may be able to start with the handles. It just depends on the tightness of that. Or you may have to grasp further down onto the knuckle of that handle. And then, instead of this pulling you forward, take that nice deep breath. Exhale completely. And draw the abdominals in, pulling your shoulders down and back. Chest is up and open, sitting up nice and tall. Keeping those abdominals engaged, you're going to inhale and exhale. Inhale, draw those elbows directly back behind you, and exhale, slowly release. Inhale, draw those elbows. Inhale, slowly release. Now, remember, you're drawing the shoulder blades together. So, shoulder blades are starting that pull back, and then that slow release. Don't ever get to the point where you're rounding forward this way and your back starts to shoot out. So, shoulders are down and back. Engage the shoulder blades like you're trying to squeeze them together, and then release. Shoulder blades start squeezing together first, and then release. So you draw, so you can see before I even start moving my arms, I'm drawing my shoulders back. That starts to pull the band. And then release. Shoulder blades start the exercise, and then release. Once again, there's that slight pause at the back and slight pause when you release. And those are all of your exercises. You're still going to continue with that alternate nostril breathing, but those are all of the new exercises that we will be doing. You're going to continue to do this at least once a week, doing these exercises. Feel free to break the exercises up in order to get them all in, but at least once a week, eventually working up to more. But start with once a week, and eventually we'll work up to 2 to 3 times a week doing these exercises. But for right now, one set once a week, add on sets as those exercises start to get easy. But always stopping when your abdominals give out or you cannot maintain that form any longer.